Hello, everyone. The fate of Swan is ultimately revealed by Amazon's Reacher, who has been teasing fans with many false leads throughout Season 2. Reacher's second season debuted Swan as a former member of the 110th Special Investigations Unit. Though Reacher had carefully selected his squad, Swan consistently seemed to err on the side of moral ambiguity, as flashbacks revealed. After learning that Swan was employed by New Age, Reacher and his colleagues were skeptical of these flashbacks. As Reacher continued to trust his old friend despite Swan's morals being a major plot point in Reacher Season 2, Neagley, Dixon, and O'Donnell were unable to rule Swan out as a major suspect in the murder. Swan's whereabouts remained a mystery, even though Reacher and the team eventually discovered the truth about him and his role in Langston's Little Wing project. The conclusion of Reacher Season 2 provides confirmation of what transpired between him and Langston prior to the involvement of Reacher, Neagley, Dixon, and O'Donnell in the investigation. In Reacher Season 2, there were several early hints that showed Swan was actively participating in the New Age plot, which constituted a betrayal of his team. Though at first Reacher denied that Swan might be a traitor, he also began to wonder about Swan's intentions. But when Marlowe disclosed that Swan was attempting to assist her in stopping Langston by joining New Age as an informant, Reacher Season 2 Episode 6 ultimately proved that Swan was innocent. This demonstrated that Swan was not helping Langston, but it withheld the details of his fate. The conclusion of Season 2 affirms that he was probably slain before France. Langston approaches Reacher after apprehending him and teases him about Swan's continued presence. Reacher discovers that Langston and his men killed him as soon as they discovered he was betraying them before Langston can tell what happened to Swan. According to Langston, he made an attempt to enlist Swan by requesting that he participate in the Little Wing arms trade. Swan, however, declined to cooperate with Langston in favor of upholding his moral principles. He thus turned into a danger to the Little Wing project, and Langston assassinated him before he could reveal their scheme and put an end to them. Langston takes out a jar containing Swan's thumb and eye after making fun of the fact that Swan is still alive. He says triumphantly that they could have completed the Little Wing trade without Swan. His iris was scanned to produce fictitious data logs, showing his in and out of the New Age building, and his fingerprints were all that was needed to sign papers and get access to computers. This demonstrates how, after Swan's death, Langston and other dishonest New Age workers attempted to manipulate Swan by portraying him as the one who had arranged the New Age arrangement. They were stacking all the evidence of the crime against him by utilizing his iris and fingerprints. After displacing Langston and his men, Reacher and his group go after him in the Season 2 finale of Reacher. M is shown as a powerful villain at first, but as Reacher, Neagley, Dixon, and O'Donnell surround him and confront him about what he did, he loses all power. M attempts to use his status as a middleman and his lack of involvement with his customers and sellers as an excuse for his misdeeds. Reacher and his group murder him for obvious reasons, not buying any of it. In the last arc of Reacher Season 2, Reacher refuses to provide law enforcement the bearer bond he obtains from him. Rather, he utilizes it to support the families of his dead companions and pay tribute to them. In order to assist the families of Russo, Sanchez, France, and Orozco in rebuilding their lives after the devastating death of a loved one, he distributes the money among them. Swan was an animal lover, as seen by an early moment in the season when Reacher finds it hard to accept that Swan would let his dog suffer to death. Reacher thus feels that Swan would have wanted his portion of the money to go to an animal refuge. In doing so, Reacher pays a sincere homage to Swan and attends to the possible financial requirements of the families of his teammates. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, and give us a like.